Hello everyone. I thought I'd make a part 2 of my OWON application. It's for me OWON multimeter Bluetooth. I've made some new updates, so let's connect. And you can see that. Oh, let me just get me potentiometer. What I've done is put that back. I connected the probes up to this potentiometer because I wanted to be able to do some readings, so I'll be able to just move this back and forth just to get some data from it. So all of my readings is just me wiggling this potentiometer around to get a few samples. You can see that I've changed the font. I've made a new font. I've copied this font that's actually on the meter to make it look exactly the same as what you see here. And I've now got the bar along the bottom working as well. I think it looks rather cool now. The only difference with the bar at the bottom is where the numbers I've changed the style a little bit, so it looks a bit cluttered for me. There's this bar underneath, and so I've made it less cluttered, and the numbering, I've made the numbering relate to the actual number, the range that is currently being shown. If we look at the screen of the let's move that out of the way and see if we can get it in focus. There you can see that the range on that bottom one goes 0 to 60, and that doesn't change, it's fixed, is that. So those numbers don't change no matter what, because you can see that we're in the 400s and it's showing that it is at 40 something. Well, that's not right, is it? Anyways, it's that small I can't see it anyway. So what I've done is I've made these change with the relative range that we're in. So if I go down a touch, if I drop it down below 60, there we're now into the range of 0 to 60s. I don't think I'm getting any lower. Oh no, that's in ohms. That. So if we're going back into kiloohms, so we're in hundreds. So we take it above 600. There we go, we're into kiloohms now. And so we're into the 0 to 6. Move my mouse. Yeah, so if we take it up to 6 kiloohms. Whoops. There we go. And so 0 to 6 again. And that's as far as I can go. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty cool. It's more professional with the actual digits that you see on the machine. This isn't the only thing I've done. What I've also done is I've added the plot. So if I open up the plot, this can be sized to whatever size you want, so you can just make it really long, really tall, or whatever. What I'll do is and you can make it full screen, and I'll just size it there so it fits in this bit, and I'll just turn the meter down a touch. We're into lower range. Let's put it into the 600s. There we go. So the meter itself can actually record data itself. With their software, you can send a command to tell it what intervals to save and for how long to save that information. Yeah, well, the number of points to save. I've still got that to do, so this is greyed out. It's still work in progress, so we can only do live at the moment. So what we've got is that we've got our range as well. So at the moment I've got it both. So we've got 0 to 600 that way, and the 0 to minus 600. We can have it negative, so it goes 0 down to minus 600, or we can have the just positive, so it goes just 0 to 600, or whatever range you have in here. So if it's 6,000, then it'll be 0 to 6,000, and so on. I'll just put it back to that, and I'll just put it back to both. Then I have an auto range. So I'll just put some squiggles in there with move the potentiometer around a bit, just to put something into view. It's best if we can actually see some squiggles moving. Taking some ranges. So so if I put it onto auto, and then I move beyond 600, these are actual values. So if the meter goes into kilo ohms, then this is actually plotted as 0.6. Well, 600. It's plotted as 600 still on the plot. So if I go to 1 kilo ohms, it will go up to it'll be on the 1,000. Yeah, sort of thing. I'm sure you understand. So if I take it up beyond 6,000, which is 6k, we go into the next range, which is 0 to 60,000, and the plot actually gives true values actually, rather than k. It's given me 2,073 on the plot. So now I'll just put some more wigglies. There we go. So you can see some values, and like I say, we can have either the positive or the negative or both. The reason for both, what I'll do is I'll take auto off, and we'll have it on the 6,000. Let's bring my thing down. Oh, before I do that, let's just go back to 60,000, and I'll take it up to 20k. That's the size of my potentiometer. The reason for positive and negative is because this meter has the relative button. We can set a relative value. So if I set this down to say around 10k, 9.5 will do, and if we set that as the relative value, it'll set your meter at 0. So everything above the 9.5k will be positive, and everything below 9.5k will be negative. So if I do some more wiggles, we can see that it will actually do the relative values going positive and negative. Let's get it back to somewhere near 0, and then I can drop it down into 6,000, so we can see some nice decent plots. So I'll just keep adding wigglies there for you. So that is our range, and we did the auto. Right, so the number of points, this is our plot points. Currently I've got on 300 points, so we have a total of 300 points in the memory of the database, or database size, memory size, whatever you want to call it. It's how many points it can hold, basically. Do some more squigglies. And so what we're actually seeing in the window now is the what is set for this bar, this zoom bar. It's our zoom window basically, and that is this zoom level here. So this is set to 100, so we're actually just seeing 1/3 at a time, so I can see whichever 100 points I want at once. I'll just put some more squigglies in. Oh, I hate that. Come back to that. Put some more squigglies in. Yes. Yes. So if we wanted to see the whole picture, you know, the whole, all the plots at once, then we can set our zoom level to the same level as our plots. So if I set that at 300, click that. There, that's the whole. That's all the plots we've done so far. So, which is, we're seeing all the 300 plot points basically. The number of points we have, we can change. We could have 1,000. So if I change that to 1,000, it will actually put the. It'll keep the plots we've already done, but it will just extend the length of the plot. You can see these numbers are adding up. You know, we're still going. We haven't filled up the actual value yet. It'll keep going until we've got 1,000 plots in there. Thing is, I don't want to make the video too long, and you can see now that we've got over 300 plots in there. That the bars now appeared, and we're just seeing the 300 that we've set here. So if I just set that to 100 again, we're just seeing the 100 plots at a time, and we're zooming in. And if I'll just put some more plots in there so we can actually see something when I do the next bit. Yeah, so if we want to chop down, we don't want 1,000 plots in there, like maybe we just want 300. Then if I just change that, what the hell's that doing there? If I change this back down to 300, it still keeps the last 300 plots in there basically. So you know, the last 300 plots that we did will still be there, because it just, when we're reducing the size of the memory or database, whatever you want to call it, the number of plots, it just gets rid of the oldest first. So there we go. So we got the plots, the zoom level. Alright, and now we've got the, you'll notice that all these plots here, they've all got flat tops. And the reason why it's got flat tops at the moment is because we're taking taking samples faster than what the Bluetooth supplies the data with. The Bluetooth is currently slower than our sample rate, so we're sampling a few of the same samples each time we take a sample, because the sample aren't being updated. So if we slow down a bit, and if we take it to say 1 a second, so we're only taking samples at like 1 a second, every second, you'll see that we've now got sharp points on top of our samples. But that's because we're now taking samples slower than what the actual sample rate is updated via Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is now faster than what our plot is. So we're getting some nice spiky plots basically. I find 0.8 is a nice good range, and just for this demo we can go down to 0.6 because I find it's nice and quick, and we can see some nice, just for this demo basically, just showing some quick movement. Right, so once we've got our several plots, we can stop the plot. We can hold the meter, so the meter's not taking any readings anymore, and the plot stops, and we can examine the plots, the recent plots, and if we want to compare, say, that this reading with something, we have this this cursor, this horizontal cursor. So we can, if you just click on the screen, you can just set that cursor to that particular value, and you can just compare other values along the plot, in that plot. You can put it anywhere you want, and then rather try and put it next to 0 again. There's this 0 button which will just set it back to 0. It just puts that 0 in, 0 button. And also, once you've done your plot, you might want to keep all that data, so I'll just untick that for now. We can save all them plots, and it will save as whatever's in the screen. So if you've made this 1,000 points, then this will be filled up with 1,000 points, and it will save 1,000 points. It will save whatever size the plot points you've allocated. To do that, we just click the save button, and we can save it as, well, we've already done a test here, so I'll just overwrite that and we'll just save that. Okay, and I'll just find it. Right, yeah, so if we want to look at that file, what we'll do is I'll just use Notepad to look at it, and you can see all the data's here set, separated by commas basically, and it's all on one line. You can see it goes to the end there, and I'll just move that. But say you want to do a few plots and you want to save them in the same file, then you can append plots. So if you click the append and save it to the same file, it will append it. So if we look at that file again and we open it up, I'll just open up with Notepad again. You can see it's just adding another line. We haven't changed the plot, so all the numbers are the same again, but it's on a second line anyway, and it keeps them all separate. And just to make things again, we'll just, and yeah, we'll append that one. So now we should have 3 lines. So it will open it up with Notepad, and you can see that there's 3 lines there. If we did another plot with different data, it would be different data, obviously. Or you can use an application. So if we open it with Excel, it's put it into 3 different rows. And you can use your Excel to compare plots with each other by plotting out each row into some graph or something using Excel. Yeah, so that's about it. I don't think I've missed anything now. Done that. So I'll just take that off hold, and I'll just take it off that. And well, if you made it to end, thanks for watching, and anyone with an OWON multimeter with Bluetooth might have found it interesting and might want to try it. So thank you for watching.